everyone. Welcome back to Dancers Doing Stuff. This is season 2, which is still so crazy to me. Today, I am so excited to have my friend Lizzie on the show today. She is a dancer, a choreographer, a teacher, and she might be like the one person in my circle that loves crafting as much as I do. And she is always making something. She just moved into this cute apartment with her boyfriend and like made a whole grass wall. And she's been sharing a lot of it on Instagram and just making really fun videos. And I knew I had to have her on the show because dance and crafting, like, hello, this is where we thrive. So I'm really excited to bring her on. We are going to be making some Valentines, and she's actually going to help me do something that I've wanted to do for a really long time that I'm obsessed with watching on the internet, but am not really good at doing because I've just it overwhelms me because it's so amazing. And cool looking. So I'm trying to give hints but not give too much away. But also we might be joined by a second guest today because if you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen that I got a foster kitten during this past week, and she might come and join us. I have no control over it. So you might get to see a tiny, cute 8-week kitten who might jump up here at some point. So warning, if you're terrified of cats, just, prepare yourself. But without further ado, I'm going to show you a video of Lizzie because, as you know, I always hype up my guests, and this is a video of her doing some choreo from Marty Kadolka, who we all know is amazing, and, it's been awesome that we've gotten to take from dancers that we don't normally get to take from because of this pandemic, so finding the silver lining. So let's check out this video. If I can find it. Yay! So cool. I tried to take one of Marty's classes on CLI and my brain kind of exploded and it was a fail. So I need to revisit it because he is something else and Lizzie executed that so great. So let's bring her in. Let's everyone give her a round of applause if you're watching at home. Let's hear those claps. Yay! The gorgeous Lizzie is here with her makeup and her hair and she looks so cute. I'm very jealous. Oh, and I muted you. There we go. Oh, I muted you again. Every week. This happens literally every week. I think you're still muted. See, this is the good part about making this a podcast afterwards because I can cut this out. But it's fun for I think you're still somehow muted. Try tapping on click on the screen maybe. If anything, you can just call back. Oh, I think I hear you.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yes.
We did it. Okay. Hi.
Amazing. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is, because it's February, we are going to be making some Valentines so that we can send them out to people, because you can send Valentines to anyone you want, friends, family. It doesn't have to be about having a boyfriend or a girlfriend. You could even send a Valentine to yourself because we should all love ourselves. So this is kind of less of a, usually the crafts, it's kind of here's what you have to do, this is what the rules are, blah, blah, blah. But for this one, we're just kind of going with it. And you are actually going to help me with some hand lettering tips and tricks because I'm obsessed with hand lettering and you're so good at it. And
Thanks.
it scares me a little bit. So, first things first, what supplies do you have? I'll show off my supplies and you can show off yours.
Oh, okay. I have a lot. Actually,
Okay.
just like you said, because I just moved in, um, just finished like setting up my like art station in our like office studio slash like dance studio
Literally
slash art
goals.
studio slash everything. So let me show you my like little pen station.
Oh my
I
gosh,
think I
let
can
me
switch this.
see.
Hold on.
Oh yeah, let me see. And
So
I
here's
can
my little pen
actually, oh
station.
wait, I can't see.
Oh wait,
But I love a good pen. I have about 100 pens here. Maybe try, oh there it is. Gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I have the same pen container. The clear one. Mine's all the way over
this
there and
one. Yes, it was on sale at Michael's.
I'm all tangled up in cords. Shout out to anyone who wants to buy me AirPods for my birthday. Then I'd be able to get up and show you.
Yes. Or
I love
hashtag
that.
sponsored.
Yes, sponsored by Apple AirPods.
That's the goal for
Amazing. I
real.
mean, honestly, being sponsored by any type of gel pen company would be the dream.
Oh,
I
yes.
have
That would
so
be
many
amazing.
pens. Like
Where are
I'd
my gel pens?
actually
They're in
I
here.
did a with one of my kids
Where's
that
the
I
camera?
teach, I had my pen case that I have, and I was like, oh, how many do you think, like, whoever guesses how many pens are in this bag wins? And I had like 36 pens with me to teach a dance class, which is just not necessary.
I do the exact same thing. I carry my pens with me all the time because you never know, like when, like I don't know, you never know.
Exactly. Okay, so these are the supplies I have. I have this kind of red cardstock, and I have some white cardstock. Then I have some kind of Valentine's-y color washi tapes.
Yes,
I have double stick tape, of course.
I need to get that.
I have these really cute Valentine's stickers that I never use, and I forget every year that I have them. I've got some stamps too. I have some Valentine's Day stamps. Apparently, I really
Yes.
thought I was going to be like making Valentines for my whole class, but I have these little. Is this like? It's like a.
Yes.
That's how they do it on the YouTubes.
On the YouTube channel,
Yeah, except this is just my computer camera, so there's no
they're
focus.
like,
But and then I found this like little string. I don't know,
oh yes.
and then some other like letter stamps. So that's what I'm working with.
Ooh.
Oh, and I have just some other like cardstock stuff. So that's what I'm
Nice,
going to be working
nice.
with. And of course, I have some pens.
Amazing.
What
So
kind of
good.
stuff
Yeah.
do
So
you have?
over here, because we are just kind of going with the flow here. I have some, let's see, these are from New Year's. I really don't have anything red just yet because my apartment was like Christmas, like threw up in my apartment, and I was just so
Yeah.
over it all. So all the red is gone. Um, everything is just not that. So we have some like leftover scraps of like this is from New Year's. I made like a little New Year's banner. Um,
Cute.
so we're gonna play with some like metallic-y foily colors today. Maybe some like black. We'll see.
Ooh, edgy
Um,
Valentine.
yes. And then let's see. I have, like I showed you, all of my markers. We also have some felt. Let's see. Oh,
Ooh,
over here we have
textures.
some felt. Over here,
Ooh, I love that.
we have some pins. We have some pom poms. I don't know if we're gonna use all of this stuff,
Amazing.
but we'll pull it all out. And then I have some little Polaroids,
So
memories. Maybe we can
cute.
make some sort of memory card or whatever.
I am
Um,
obsessed with that. I love those little
yes.
Polaroids. I put in my bullet journal like a little section for a Polaroid for each month so that you can have like one memory.
Yes. I
So
love that.
cute.
I also have my bullet journal here with me. I have some of like my lettering resources so I can show them off for anyone else that
Ooh,
wants to
I'm
learn. Oh wait,
so
I do have
excited.
some red. I forgot that I brought these up here. Of course,
Amazing.
it's already finished. We finished them in like 2 days because we're savages.
Yum. We
But
love donuts
we're gonna
here.
yes, we're gonna cut out like some of the hearts and stuff from here just to like have a little bit like of a decoupage-y type
Ooh.
Valentine's because
Why
That's what
not?
Valentines are. Yeah.
I love it.
So
Okay, so while
yeah.
we're doing that, I'm gonna just cut this because it's a huge piece of paper. But while we're doing that, let's chat, and I want to hear everything about your dance background. Where are you from? Who are you? What's your story?
So, I'm Lizzie. Hi. I am
Hello, nice to
from,
meet you.
yes, hey. I'm from Westchester, New York. And I grew up there my whole life and went to college in Fairfield, Connecticut at Sacred Heart. And that's where I started dancing. So I didn't dance until I was maybe 19 or 20. I think I started dancing.
Wow, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
which is pretty late in life. I was a cheerleader my whole life, so it like doesn't really, it does kind of count, but like I didn't start like really, even in college, I didn't really start training because I was just part of like a dance club. It was like purely recreational. We would just perform like on campus and stuff like that. But then my senior year, I took a dance accredited dance class because it's like in my senior year, our program, like we like founded a dance program at my college. So that was kind of cool that I was able to be like a founding member of that. But anyway, I took a credited dance course, and it was hip hop with Miss Maria Chernisky.
Yes, who she's
Small
actually gonna
world.
be a guest so in a
Oh my
few
gosh, that's
months, I think.
awesome.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to have her on.
Yes. So Maria was also a member of the dance club that I was in when she was at Sacred Heart, and she is like a professional dancer, and she's done so many amazing things, and she came back to teach this course, and she's the person that really introduced the dance industry to me. I didn't know that you can like be a dancer like as a career. Like I didn't know that was a thing. So she one day came into class and was like brought in those little flyers, which like are all too familiar now, but the little flyers for Carnival, and was like, hey, like bring like, come on out, I'm doing this show. No one else really took dance like that seriously in the club or at my school. So no one else wanted to go, but I was like, I'm going out. Of course, on a Tuesday night, I had like an exam the next day. Went all the way into the city by myself, which was like not something that I ever did. So hopped on a train from Fairfield, Connecticut to New York City. Went all the way out to my first carnival ever. Didn't know anybody except for Maria, who is, performing. And it was just like that whole night just kind of blew my mind. It really just like completely shocked me that they were so incredible. And it was the first time I think ever in my life that I was like, I know exactly what I'm going to do with my future. Like, I don't think I've ever, like, even through, like, all through college, my first, like, 3 years before that, I didn't feel like I ever I ever knew what I was going to do with my future. It was always kind of just like, yeah, I guess I could do this, I could do that. But then it came when that happened, that moment happened. It was like, oh, I know exactly what I'm doing. Like
Yeah.
this is it. I'm going to be on that stage. Like I'm going to do that. I can do that. So that's kind of where like the dance journey started for me. After I graduated, I started going to BDC. I was in like a little dance crew, which is how I met Nathan. And it's just crazy.
And
That was
Nathan's in the
literally,
audience. Shout out
and Nathan
Nathan.
is watching. He's in the comments. He's downstairs. He yeah, he asked me to be part of his like dance crew that he had started, and that's how we connected, and then we just like fell in love, blah blah blah, whatever.
Oh,
um but
so
yeah, so that's
cute.
how like my dance like journey, I guess, started. And then I just started, going to BDC more often, taking master classes here and there. And then I did creating opportunities, which is where I met you at, which is just
Yes.
so crazy. It's so long ago
It
now.
was
But
that was like 2014, right?
yeah,
That feels like like lifetimes ago.
yeah, it's crazy how like fast the time has gone since then. But yeah, that's where it all started. And then, fast forward, I just like really worked my butt off. Everyone kind of, a lot of people doubted me, and a lot of people like didn't think that I was going to do much, you know, in my career, because I was starting so late in my life and whatever, whatever. But I made it happen for myself, which is really exciting. I've, crossed a lot of goals off of my list that a lot of people still haven't done that have been doing this forever, which is something that feels really good. And here we are,
Yes, I know. I
today.
was gonna say, like, I've been really impressed with just like the opportunities that you have created for yourself and just like how, I don't know, like go getting you've been, and you've done so many cool things, and you don't have an agent, right? And like you've just
No,
done
I
it all
don't.
on your own, and that is so inspiring. And it just shows that, like, if you want something bad enough, you can do it. So I was
Yes.
wondering if you could share some of your favorite dance opportunities and things that you've done. I know that you've done a lot of
Ooh, yes.
choreography and you teach, and like you've done it all. So definitely share with everyone some of your favorite moments.
Yes. So, some of my favorite jobs that I've done, let's see. I think, well, like to bring the story full circle, one of my favorite moments was performing at Carnival for the first time. I'm like getting emotional. Why?
Because we
That was
haven't been
like
able to perform in over a year.
that. But it was
Oh,
a really cool like full circle moment. Getting asked to perform at Carnival. So like for anyone that's watching that doesn't know what Carnival is, it's like this like big professional dance showcase that like it happens in LA like every month, which like is why it's not as big of a deal out there. But in New York, it's a really big deal because it only happens like once or twice a year, I think.
yeah.
And it's like only the like you have to be like asked to be to choreograph for it, and you have to be asked like by choreographers to like be in their piece or whatever. So it's like always like such a big deal. It's not that like comp like I mean unless you're like an incredible dancer and like you've done all this
Yeah.
stuff and you're like best friends with the choreographers like then like it's you'll be in like every piece, but like for someone like me who's never really been to the city, trained in the city and didn't really know anybody, it was just such a crazy opportunity for me to be up there, especially because it was only a few short years, I think maybe a year a year or two after I had gone to my first carnival and was like, I'm going to be on that stage. And it was like the next year or 2 years later that I was on that stage. So
That is
it was a
so
really cool
cool.
moment.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
but
is so
so
cool.
that was definitely one of my favorites. I think one of my other favorite jobs that I've ever done, and this one is like, um, this is kind of like for anyone that's watching that's like trying to figure out how to like create opportunities for themselves without an agent. For me, what I started doing just because this is just like a little side story. A few years ago, I had got called in by an agency to meet with them about potentially signing me. And, in the meeting, like the whole time, I kind of just like, I just knew that like I wasn't going to get signed just by the way that the meeting went. And like whatever the context in the meeting, I was just like, yeah, there's no way that they're actually going to sign me. But one of the things that I had asked, like, I'd asked them for like feedback or what they thought, like, some next steps I should do. And, I was told that I needed onset experience, like that I didn't have enough, like, I didn't have any onset experience or on camera experience. And that like I needed that to, you know, be professional. I don't know, which is ridiculous
Right.
because it's like how are you going to get experience if no one gives you the opportunity or like you don't have like the means of like getting into the like and getting your
Right.
foot in the
Or
door.
paying to create your own content and that kind of stuff. It's really,
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely. So that was like, okay, I was like, all right, well, how do I get on-set experience? So um, I signed up for casting networks and just started submitting myself for really anything, like anything that I saw on there that was like, oh, I could do that. That me, I could do that. Like, and it was just like pretty much extra work that I got most of the time. Um, and so yeah, so that's like really if anyone is like wondering like how to kind of like create those opportunities for themselves, like get on-set experience and stuff like that, definitely recommend doing doing extra work, or like just going on casting networks, backstage.com, like all of these like casting websites, going on there and just submitting yourself and just doing it, even if you're not the star, because like really the whole point of it, at least for myself, was to learn what it's like to be on a set, to work with people, to understand the terminology, the flow of like where the camera is, where the director is, like where the principal actors are, because these are all really important things that you need to know when you're on a set or in a rehearsal working with an artist, or shooting a music video. Like you can't get in the way. You have to know exactly like what the terms are, when they're asking something of you, like without directly asking you, just knowing how to act around a principal actor, or like someone that's like a celebrity. It's just like it's just really great experience, and you meet a lot of people, you connect with a lot of people, and it's just a great way of like building your portfolio and networking. So definitely recommend that to anybody that is kind of struggling, doesn't know where to go or what step to take. But yes, that was like the premise of this whole thing, or whatever, prequel, epilogue, I don't know, whatever the terms are. But yes, so my some of my favorite jobs came from backstage. So I got to do this music video with Steve Aoki, which is like a really huge deal to me, because that was like Steve Aoki, like what the hell? Like it was Steve Aoki, Lil Yachty, and AJR, who like blew up recently. Like they weren't really like that big at the time, but then they blew up. So
Crazy.
that was a really cool job. Like we just were in like a random like beautiful apartment in like Dumbo or something, or wherever, and we were just like basically partying with like Steve Aoki, and it was just a really cool experience. I met a lot of cool people on that set. And yeah, so that was definitely one of my favorite memories. Another one is definitely when I did the not music video, the commercial for the VMAs, where they like shaved my head and then like
That was
shaved Shawn
so
Mendes into my head.
cool.
That was a really cool experience. I met a lot of people on that set, and like I'm still friends with some of them. So like that's pretty awesome. Trying to
And
think
that's
what
such a
else.
good point. Like that's such a part of our dance ecosystem, is really being able to talk to people on set and make friends with people and stay connected.
Yes.
And that's, if you're good at that skill, like that will take you really far, kind of no
Yeah.
matter how good I mean, obviously you have to be talented, but sometimes, like, if you get one opportunity, that could set you up for so much. Like that's why they say, like you only need one person to believe in you, because then you can use
Yes.
that to make more opportunities for yourself. And I think you do a really good job of that.
Absolutely. Thanks. Yeah, so it's just crazy. I mean, that's some of like the non-dance stuff that I've done. Another like I guess like one that's dance related is I did like extra work on The Deuce, which like I got featured on that like a bunch of times because it was a club scene. So like this is another like tip, I guess, for anyone that's like looking to start like doing extra work. Um, Doing The Deuce, like I saw the casting call for it. It was like club scene or whatever, and like if you know anyone that's like done extra work, or like works like regularly, or is like in the union, that's like an extra or whatever.
Right.
um I'm rolling my eyes just because it's like, who like really wants to like do that as a career, but like
Right, but
whatever,
some
like
people do make
some
their
people make
living
a
doing extra work, which is like
yes,
wild. That's
yes,
so much dedication and hours of your life.
yeah, literal hours. And like I just like there's times where I would like come off of set from like for like 12 hours or 14 hours, and I'd be like sore, like I'd be sore from just like walking or
Yeah.
just standing, like
Or just like
it's a
waiting
lot.
around.
Yes. But so for anyone that's like a dancer and is like trying to find things that are like kind of in the realm of like dance or whatever, um doing things, if you ever see anything that says like club scene, like so anyone that like does like extra work, like everyone talks about how much they hate club scenes, because it's like so like you're literally there the whole day, because there's so much movement, and there's just like so many things that can go wrong and do go wrong. And yeah, so everyone tries to like steer clear of of club scenes, but I saw club scene and I was like, yes, disco dancer. Okay, like I'll sign me up. I did it, and so the Deuce was, if anyone hasn't seen that show, is set in the 70s. So it was a period piece. It was really cool to be able to like dress up from that era. And anyway, like that was definitely one of my favorite jobs because I ended up being like a regular for that scene. Like every time they would do like a lot of club scenes, so like every single time that they would do, like they were shooting a scene in the club, like I would get an email and be like please come back, blah blah blah.
So
So
cool.
that was cool. I got to do that like a bunch of times. Like we ended up like, you know, like becoming friends. Like everybody that was like there basically like became friends. And there was a lot of us. It was just also like really cool to experience like how they just took this like abandoned warehouse in the middle of like the Bronx or something, and just completely turned it into a club on the, like it just looked like a whole
So
club.
cool.
So that was awesome. I got to work with James Franco. He was like the star of the show, and got to like dance like right next to him. Like there's a bunch of scenes where you just see my head like, or like you see me floating like or dancing behind his head. It's just like really cool to be able to say that because like obviously I grew up like watching James Franco.
Yeah.
Um,
That is
so
so
that was
cool.
fun. Yeah, and then like because I was there was people that actually got hired as dancers, like, and they were just not dancers, because that's like another thing is that like people that do background work like will be like we're dancers, yeah, we do that, but then they get on set and they're trash, so then
Oh
they, you know,
no.
yeah, they lie straight up, which like I'll tell you about one time that I lied that was really funny. It wasn't about dance though. But yeah, so they lie and then they come and then they're trash, so then the directors or whatever people that are working on set will like look for different people to feature, and I was one of those people. Like every time, like I like almost every scene that I did on the Deuce, you can see me very clearly dancing in. Which I mean, and I was just like grooving, like, you know what I mean? So that was cool. The funny job, which is also another one of my favorite jobs, just because it comes up so often, was when I did Friends from College, which was one of my favorite shows. I was really excited
Oh,
about
that
that
one you
one.
got super featured in. That was so
I
cool to
was like,
see.
they should have paid me more. I honestly should have got a pay bump for that one. Well, they did give us a pay bump because it was freezing that day. It was so bad. It was so bad. But the funny thing, the reason why, so what I was saying before about me lying, the casting call was for soccer players, and I was like, I played soccer when I was 4. And then they emailed me and they were like, "Oh, you play soccer?" I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "Do you have your own gear?" I was like, yeah." Went out
Oh
and
my
like bought some like knee
gosh.
pads or something, and whatever, showed up to set, and there was like they were like actual soccer players. Like they were people like they're like, "All right, just like play like I don't even know what the term is, like a pickup game or whatever. I don't know what you would call it." But
I
they
have no
started playing.
idea.
Right? Like I couldn't even tell you. My
I would
father
have
would be so
passed out.
I was like, and it's my dad was my soccer coach when I was a kid. Um,
Oh.
so he would be like so ashamed right now. But hi dad, hi mom. I think they're watching. But yeah, so it was just really funny because we were just like we were out in the cold. It was freezing, and everyone's like, "All right, we'll just play soccer to warm up." And I'm like, "I don't even know how to play soccer. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing here."
Oh my
But
gosh,
yeah,
that
I
would have
guess
been me.
everyone was so like concerned with like playing soccer and like being good at soccer that no one was like kind of like jumping in when they would be like, "Hey, we need someone here. We need someone to stand here." Like, so I was like, I can stand here. I'll be right here. So that's how I kind of
Right.
just like ended up being the high fiver in that scene. And
That's
people
so
still like to this
smart.
day will send me that scene. They'll be like, "Is this you?" I'm like, "Yes." Yes, it is. Yes,
So
it is.
fun. Okay,
That was a
how
good
is
one.
your Valentine looking? I've done like a
Oh.
little situation. I know you've been talking, so it's hard to like multitask. I'll show. This is what I've done so far. I
Oh my
did
God,
like
that
a
came out
little,
really good.
and then I added this inside because that's where I want to try, like, obviously try the hand lettering. And I
Yes.
realized I needed a white paper because I don't have any pens that will show up on the red.
Yeah. No, that's good. I actually really like how that looks, as it's like shows exactly like where the message goes, and it won't
Yeah.
get like lost on the page. It's something that I hate about what are they called? The blank cards that you get from the store. It's like, where's the layout? Like how, like where do I put the message? It's, I don't
Yeah.
know. It just like looks so weird to me. My Valentine is just this so far is just little paper
Amazing.
hearts. I cut out some heartfelt,
Cute.
heartfelt, felt hearts. Here are my little hearts that I was cutting out from the box of
So
what are they
cute.
called?
The donut box.
Donuts. Yes. And so I'm gonna put them on this paper. We're
Ooh,
just
I
gonna have to
love
cut out a
that.
little bit of a. Let's see.
I was
We're gonna,
wondering
we're
if,
working. We're
yeah,
getting there.
we're getting there, and we'll keep working on it the whole time. I wanted to see if maybe now would be a good time
What's this?
if you could show me. I'm gonna bring in our third camera because we're fancy today, and I was wondering if you could help me hand letter just simple word be mine. I thought that would
Oh
be
yes.
simple to start with. Few letters. So let me bring in our other camera. Boom. We're fancy today.
Yeah. All right. So let me move this forward. I just cleared my station off.
So I
So
have the Crayola super tips that everyone like talks about for their faux hand lettering. So I'm
yes.
gonna try using those, and I'm gonna use. I'll use red. Why not? Let's use red.
Why not? Yes. So, do you want me to give you some like pointers on hand lettering, or do you want me to just show you how to
300%.
do? Yes,
I
okay.
want it all. I want everything.
Okay, so first I'm just gonna pull like some of my go-to pens, which some of them are missing, which makes me
Oh,
very angry.
stress, stress.
Where are you? Oh, there she is. Okay. Can you see all this? Yes. Okay.
Yes. Oh my gosh, this
Um,
is so cool. I'm so glad that you have this cool phone holder. That is what I
yes.
need here so that everyone can actually see the crafts when we're making them.
Yes. Shout out to Nathan's brother who got me it for Christmas.
Amazing.
It's definitely one of the best gifts. It's a blessing, honestly. It's how I like have been filming all of my content recently. Ooh,
So good.
I'll
And
add
I
some
can't wait
gray
to
in
get
here. Why
into
not?
talking about your content and your crafting and stuff. We'll get to that later because I just
Yes. Oh my
love
gosh.
it
Sorry.
all.
Also, cut me off if I talk too much because I totally talk too much.
No,
And if
that's the
this is
whole
like going
point.
too long, then
We could
just
be
let
here
me
for
know.
3 hours. I'm fascinated.
Okay. Um, so let's start with like basic like
Okay.
hand lettering,
I have just a
um,
blank paper to practice
101.
on first.
Yes. Okay. So anyone that's like trying to learn, I already told you this, Haley, but anyone that's trying to learn hand lettering, I fully recommend getting these markers. I don't know how to pronounce them. It's I don't even know the language. Oh, it's Japanese. It says made in Japan. But the Tombow makes them, and I guess I'll link it in my Instagram stories
Yeah, nice. And
or
then we
something.
can put it in the show notes and everything.
Oh, yes. Okay, perfect. But this is a great pen. So like for calligraphy or for hand lettering, the tip of your pen is really important because it'll determine like how your strokes are going to come out. So I think that this is a really good pen to learn with because the tip is it's a brush tip pen, which is what most people use with hand lettering, but it's a hard tip instead of a soft tip. Most brush pens have softer tips.
Like the
A hard
regular
tip,
Tombows.
yes,
I have
like
a few of those and I tried and I was like, "Oh." And also it makes such a squeaky noise and it gives me goosebumps.
yeah, you'll see. It'll like I'm telling you, like once you start practicing with this guy, like this will make so much sense. And also, if you have any of these, I should have pulled some of these. Any of these, I think they're called Micron. Oh my gosh, look how faded it is.
Oh, yeah,
They're
I've
called
heard of
Micron
those.
pens. By I think Pigma makes them. These are also really good. So like why I say to use like hard to this is like also like fully hard to like this is just a regular felt tip pen. It's not a brush tip. Why I say to use like something like this, which is just like a basic pen, or a hard brush tip pen, is because it helps you control your strokes so much more. So um, let me just show you. Like I think that the biggest thing with brush lettering, like the biggest thing that helped me was really understanding like the structure of the letters, or like of how the strokes work, because that will then show you how to like it'll help you form your own like style of lettering, and like learn the traditional like skills as well. So like basically, I'll show you with like a regular brush tip to start, and then we'll move into these guys. But with a regular
So
brush tip,
satisfying. It's
it
going to be
is
so
it's
satisfying. I'm so excited to watch.
so these are like your basic strokes. You want to like remember that down strokes you put more pressure into. So like when you press down, it's like harder like that, see there's more pressure, so more ink came out, it's thicker. And then when you do your upstrokes, that's when you use less pressure and kind of have your hand like angled a little bit so that you're using just barely the tip of the pen, and try and get it like as thin as possible. Let me bring this a little bit further down so you can see. So it's good to be practicing that. Yes, exactly. So downstrokes, let me show you. Downstrokes, you use more pressure, and then upstrokes, you use less pressure.
Ooh, look at
So,
this little tutorial. Oh my
yes,
gosh. Yes.
yes. So, like in most of like the practice sheets that you'll see, like on like wherever, like I get all of like my resources, how I learn, like all my practicing references and things like that come from Pinterest and like Instagram. Like that's pretty much it. I just follow the hashtags, like hashtag lettering, hashtag modern
Yes.
calligraphy, things like
Do
that.
you print out it's like an alphabet, like how you learn
Yes,
cursive in like third? Well, I learned cursive in third grade. I don't know if that was a little late, but
I
that's why
have
we did
like
it.
like sheets like this. This is like
So
a
cool.
specific font style that I was trying to like practice and get better at. So
So
I printed out like some
cool.
of these sheets, but you can like find these all over Pinterest like for free, like just like practice sheets, and they'll show you like here it shows you like the basic structure of like a line, like of how to structure or shape a letter. You know what I mean? Like how high it has to be, and things like that.
So
Like
cool.
I feel like a lot of this sounds like foreign, but it's so important to understand like the structure of a letter, before you go into, if it's something that you're really trying to get better at. If it's something you're just practicing like for a craft, like for now, it's like, you print out something like
I
this
want to
where
be
it's like
great,
you can
so.
just trace it. But yeah, I would definitely recommend like learning like serif and sans serif and um,
Ooh.
all of those things. Yeah, the structure, like the
We
kerning and
and
all that.
we have someone who is, very classy, very
Oh
classic.
yes, same. I also have some books I can show you, like that I also got so that I could keep practicing. I feel like for me the biggest thing that like helped me improve in my hand lettering was just like using all different resources and things like on Pinterest and stuff, and just like trying to copy and replicate, and just to understand like the structure of everything. Um, yeah, so I definitely recommend doing that. But yeah, just like if you're
Amazing.
practicing, like for anyone that wants to practice,
Yep.
a lot of the like practice sheets are like practicing your downstrokes, like just your downstrokes, so you can like try and get them down right. And then the upstrokes, practicing just your ups, and then practicing like going down to up, down to up,
Ooh.
down to up. So this is like now like forming the letter, right? Going from downward strokes, using pressure, and then switching to the upward strokes, because that's when it gets tricky, is like
Wow, mine
switching
looks
from going
ugly.
pressure. Oh, to see, like you'll get used to it. This is
Yeah,
like
I'm gonna
when
practice.
yes, that's all it takes, is just practicing, and then going the opposite way from going upstroke to downstroke, upstroke to downstroke, upstroke to down, and just doing that a bunch of times. And then the last one is going from down to up to back down, down to up to back down, down to up. We're making ends,
Ooh.
and then doing it the other way around.
Mine's
let's
very
see that. Let's see
pointy,
that.
not cute, but I'm gonna get it.
Yeah. So that's like the basic, like learning the strokes, and that's how you kind of gain control. Okay. All right. I see some pressure in your strokes. No, that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
It's better than looking like that, you know what I mean, where there's like
Right,
no pressure
true.
at all. Or a lot of people do the opposite, where like when they're using a brush pen, where it's like all that's like what my letters would look like at the beginning. It was just like too much pressure everywhere. Just like
Yeah.
no. So yeah, some of my favorite pens, definitely this one. This they also make you get these in a 2-pack, or you can get them in a 2-pack.
Ooh.
Where this one's the soft tip and this one's the hard tip. So they're like the same pen, just one of them is soft tip and one of them is hard tip.
Ooh,
I don't
nice.
know if
Then
you
you can
can
like
see that.
practice with both
Yes.
options. Ooh. Hot
And then
tip.
micron pens as well, which like these like again, so this is just like learning the basic structure of like an A, you know what I mean? And then like understanding like, how, there's so many different styles too. It's just like it's a good way to just practice the shape of it, like a nice outline and then kind of forming it from there.
Ooh.
So. And then
So
I love
cute.
these pens too. I don't know, I forget what these guys are. I think Pentel makes these markers. They are very, very popular on the interwebs. So,
Ooh.
and it's, for a reason. It took me a long time to finally buy one of these, but I got one and I'm like, I get the hype now. I get it. I get it.
The
Um,
pen hype,
yeah,
it's something different. You don't understand it till you're in it. And if
it's
you're a
so
pen
true.
person, comment below because pens are life.
They really are. So now like getting into lettering like a phrase, right? So we're gonna
Okay,
do be
let's
mine.
see. I'm gonna see you do be mine and then I'm gonna try it.
Yes. So let's see. I'll use this one since I was talking about it so much and hyping it up. So we have this is how like I would do it most like modern calligraphy shapes, I guess. This is like the most standard style, I guess.
Classic and
So
classy, just like Sean said in the
classic and
comments.
classy, yes, Sean. So I kind of start from like down below and bring it up. So this is my upward stroke. Then using pressure, my downward stroke. Then coming back up and around with a light stroke. Pressure down, bring it around, and that's your B.
Wow, that's beautiful.
This is so great because there was I need to like just fill it in. That's the other thing too is like sometimes I mean people call it faux calligraphy because they will just like fake it. Like
Yeah.
if you can't do like the strokes, if you're having trouble like getting the strokes down, like really just practicing it like I said again, the structure of the letter, just like understanding how to like form the B, right? Oh, that was awful. Hold on, let me
What about
or whatever it is.
horizontal things? What do you do for horizontal? Do you do thick or thin? What's the
Thin because
rule?
it's a connector.
Oh, okay. Connectors are
Yeah.
thin.
Yes. This one, like what I was saying before, is like kind of faking it is just going over and like faking the pressure, right? Like this is like where your downstroke would be, you know what I mean? And just outlining and filling it in, you know?
I see. So you can like kind of go over it again and thicken it up
Yeah,
to if you're
that's like,
not
here,
good
let me
like
zoom it in
me.
again.
Yes,
So if you're
Zoom.
doing, if you're doing a B, let's see again, just practicing like the basic shape that you want to get. And this is nice for like if you ever like mess up, like if you have shaky hands like I do, it's like you can just clean it up by like outlining your downward strokes and then filling them in. This is what they call faux calligraphy
Are you good at
because it's
regular cursive too? Like, would you say you could like just write out in cursive like whatever you wanted?
um
I feel like
yeah,
cursive is not really so common like
it's not. So and this is
as
like
it
one of the
used to
things
be.
that yeah, no. And what I think the biggest difference too is with calligraphy and with cursive. Um, cursive, you're not picking up your pen at all. Whereas calligraphy, there is like a separation. I actually saw like someone posted something about this on Instagram the other day where it's like, um, okay, almost.
It's a
It's
little.
mirrored, so it looks like a
Oh,
D on my side.
maybe it is a D. Sometimes when I was little, I used to like. Sometimes I would backwards my B's and D's.
So dyslexia. I'm pretty sure
I
I have
think I
dyslexia.
did
Like
it
I'm
on purpose
almost positive.
though, which is a
Oh,
little weird. Like I thought it was
you're just
cool.
rebelling.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
the one wild thing I did as a kid was like I'm gonna change my B's to D's. A mess, a
Fool 'em
mess.
all. Fool
I'm
'em
sure
all.
that some therapist could analyze that and tell me something about
Yes.
myself.
So
But
funny.
okay, I'm gonna try B E. So up is light,
Yes.
down is
And like
thick.
when you're going around, try and be super light going around, like with the E. I wish I could. Let's see if I can get a better angle over here. How's our audience doing? Hey guys, drop a comment if you like it. I don't know how to do
If
this. This
you
is my
if you
first like
are
live stream.
it's very hard when I know like when we're crafting, I know it's hard for other people probably because they might not have the supplies. So
Yeah.
that's why you should join my newsletter.
Yes, newsletter. I love it.
Okay, so this is not looking good. My mine doesn't even look like the word mine.
Oh my God. Okay, so let me do mine because again, like knowing how you want it to look, like knowing how a standard modern calligraphy like M looks is really important. Or like knowing how like a basic I or N, like the shape of the letters, like I'm saying, like I literally have, I wish I could show you my Pinterest board of like all my letter references. I just do like alphabets or like I'll print out something like this where it's like 50 ways of like writing an A, you know what I mean? Like there's
Wow.
so many different ways like so that's something like to keep in mind too is like there's so many different ways like the letter shape changes everything. So
Yeah.
like this is how I would do mine. So I'd start with my M downstroke, then my upstroke, downstroke, upstroke. This is what my M would look like. Then
Beautiful.
bringing it up to I.
And just so you know, Nathan says he's going to take your supplies, so.
That's okay. I'll just like take his wallet and buy new ones.
I hope that wasn't too loud. That was very loud. Apologies for anyone who has headphones in.
That was so good. I love that.
Oh my
My
gosh.
brother
Oh
just
my god, I
texted
did
me
a
and
little
said, "Do the
heart.
letters." Yeah. I don't know what "do the letters" means, but
I think you're doing it. I think you're doing the
okay,
letters.
please. Yeah, maybe it's delayed. Another thing that you can do too, like this is actually like now that I'm realizing, like now that I'm doing it in the moment, I feel like I don't letter like this. Like I feel like I do the faux lettering, like I was saying before, how you kind of just like do the outline. Oh, sorry. Do the outline and then like trace over
The
the like
down.
fill in the downstrokes. Yeah. So like
Mm.
um I feel like maybe hold on. Let's see. B, and I like to add a little bit of like a bounce in between sometimes.
Oh, you know why my mind looked so wrong? Is because I
Why?
spelled it MNIE, which
Mm.
is not correct.
Maybe, maybe dyslexia.
Maybe it's
Maybe.
late onset dyslexia.
I
Okay,
I'm
I
telling you,
did
I'm
just
convinced that I have
regular.
dyslexia. Okay.
It's
Okay.
mirrored, so you can't really see it. But maybe now if I go down on the downstrokes, it'll look better. And
Yes.
I'm going to keep
So like now
practicing
filling
that.
in. Yes.
Okay.
So again, outlining the downstrokes where all of them would be,
Up
making it a little bit
and
bubbly. I don't know if my family knows like how to write in the comments because my brother was like texting me. Please, if you're watching, you can just comment. There's a thing there. What do they do? Like put in the comments of like the YouTube show or what?
Yeah, on
I missed that
YouTube, you
one.
can like comment in it.
So see, that's what's good about about doing the faux calligraphy is that like if you mess up like I just did, you can just kind of like go over it and kind of
Okay. This like
mask.
is not great. It's
Okay,
mostly
no, we're
thick,
getting there.
but
We're
it's.
getting there.
I'm gonna work on this, but I wanted to do our first game. Let me get it
Yes,
ready.
games.
Are you ready?
I am so ready. Oh my gosh.
It's time for
I
Would
love
You
the sound
Rather.
effects.
Thank you, thank you. It's completely random which ones I choose. I should probably decide. But for this, I would love, love, love everyone who's watching to participate. So we're gonna do Would You Rather. I'm gonna mix these up and just see what is going on here. All right. And this is just my favorite way to like see how someone's brain works really quick, because I was telling you earlier, so much of this show is about, who you are as a person and dancers being full humans and not just like only dancers. And this is a really quick way to see how people's brain works doing Would You Rather. So, would you rather have a giraffe neck or have to wear clown shoes every time you walk?
Mm. I think a giraffe neck because I think I have like sensory issues. So like if I were to have really like big shoes on all the time, I guess if they were like fitted and just like the front of them were big, then maybe the clown shoes. But I would trip. I mean, I trip wearing regular shoes. I've fallen like up and down the stairs so many times in this apartment that like it's just like what?
Oh my
So yeah,
gosh.
definitely giraffe neck. Um, I'm gonna pass on the shoes.
Okay. Next one. Would you rather have fingers and toes made of wood or have a spider appear on your head every time you get dressed?
Ooh. I really got to think about this one. I guess the spider on the head, as long as it's not a tarantula, but I guess if it's like luck of the draw and it's random, then probably the fingers and toes because, I could just now that I'm making furniture and I'm a woodworker
I
now,
know. I can't wait to get into this because you're
I could just
literally,
like chop my fingers off and just use them for wood.
if they grow back, then you just have like endless
That's
supply.
true. I'll be
You
like
don't have to
Groot and then
buy you don't have to buy
yeah.
wood anymore. You could literally grow table legs.
Yes, and then also like oxygen for the world. I would literally save the planet.
True. Wow, amazing. Okay,
That's it.
last
Yep, that's the
one.
one.
Randomly picking. Ooh. Would you rather have everything smell bad forever or have to spend every other month walking around naked in public?
I think wait, everything has to smell bad? Everything.
Everything smells bad forever.
I think I would walk around naked because I could do that
Yeah.
at night. Like
Yeah, you could
no
just
one
like
would have to
not
see
go
me.
outside. I mean, like in this
Yeah,
pandemic, every other
right.
month being naked, no one would have really known.
Exactly.
Oh my
There we
gosh, your
go. That's
lettering
the
looks
one.
so good.
Thanks. I'm just
I'm
using a different pen
obsessed.
now.
So good. Okay, well, now I would love, 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 I know we've been talking about crafting and stuff, to talk about some of your other passions outside of dance.
Yes.
Because I know you have a
So
lot. I have your second Instagram account down below, Lizzie Made It, which you share so many cool things on.
I know I need to get better at sharing on there because I haven't in so long. I was like really on top of it for a while when I was like into like bullet journaling, like really heavily into bullet journaling.
Yeah.
So for for everyone that doesn't really know me, one thing that I'm super open about this, a big thing in my life is that I have ADHD, and that kind of like controls a lot of like how like who I am as a person, which I kind of just like go through and just like learn how to live with, through a lot of different things. Like, and this is also another one of those like passion project things that are like something that I'm super passionate about in my life is mental health and how our disorders kind of don't make us they're a huge part of us, but like we can learn how to uh, live with them, in tandem, and that they don't define us as a person. Like we get to like reclaim our control over all of that. So that's like going to be something I'll touch on a little bit later. But with ADHD, like I noticed that I'm a very like all or nothing type person. So it's like I go through these phases of like I'm obsessed, like obsessing over certain things. And then all of a sudden just like cold turkey will never touch it or look at it ever again. But it's really cool that like I'm finding in my life that there's some constants in that, right? So like dance has always been like since I started dancing, dance has always been like a constant thing. This is something that I've like struggled with for so long because it's like it's frustrating when it's like I really want to do something, but like I can't do it because all I can think about is this one thing, or like I know it's just a phase and it's gonna pass, and that's just been something that I've always struggled with. But with dance, it's dance. I've always um, found things in dance that I've loved. Right now, dance and I are, fighting a little bit, but
I think a lot of people are feeling that, especially because it's
yeah,
like it's hard because it's we haven't really been able to dance the way that we want to, and then that
yes,
changes things, and it's just I'm just ready for this pandemic to be over so we
to
can
be over.
go
Yes,
back to some sort of normal or some new version of normal that's even better than before.
yes, absolutely. So yeah, so right now, but again, like I said, it's still a constant because like I still am dancing. I'm still finding different ways to rekindle my like passion for it, and keep it as something that I do because I love it so much. So that's where I'm at with dance right now. But the other thing that's been like a super like constant in my life is creating. Like I just love creating, and I've noticed that creating, like just making things, any sort of like type of creating something, is the one thing that, well, so it's like a constant in my life. It's something that I always feel really compelled to do, that I'm always making something, making. That's why my Instagram, I decided to call it Lizzie Made It, because it's
It's
like
perfect.
I'm
It's so
I make so
perfect.
many different things, and it's like it's just I'm always creating. That's just like what like my whole like life is. Um so within that now, there's like the phases that I go through. So I totally had like a slime phase. Like I was like literally like making slime in my
That's
basement,
so
like
funny that you said that because I have never made slime, and it's one of the
oh
things for my 30 before 30. Like I'm doing 30 fun things before I turn 30, and one of
yes.
the things is I'm going to make slime. So I have like the glue and the contact solution like literally right here. So that's so
Oh
funny that
my
you said that.
gosh.
That's like one of my projects this week. I'm going to make slime for the first time.
Yes, it is so much fun. And like, what's cool is that like now, and this is crazy because it's like it happened so long ago when like slime started being a thing. Back when I was like so into it, it was like it wasn't really a thing, right? It was like up and coming, and no one really had like recipes, and like there was like slime accounts that like wouldn't share their recipes, and it was
It was
like just
so
teach us how to do
dramatic.
it.
Yeah.
It was so extra.
Yeah.
But it's so cool that now with like, because so many people do it, and like all these companies whatever started making like slime kits where it's like you can make your own slime. Like you can just go to the store, buy a kit, and you can make your slime, versus like before you had to like figure out, you have to like do the math and the
Like a
calculations,
mad
and
scientist.
how
Like,
much like yeah, it was so much. But that was funny. Like for a like I was, instead of going to take class, like I would sit in my basement and just like make slime all night. And this is like one of those things that like I was just talking about this today with someone that it's just funny that for so long I was like scared to share this side of me, like that I was like artsy and like would do crafts because it's like, you're for your whole life you're always taught like, oh, like you do that when you're a child, like you have arts and crafts class like in elementary school, and then like, that's child stuff, like like you don't do that, you grow out of
Yeah.
it. So it was something that like I would literally just like hide in my basement and be up until like 3 in the morning just like doing these things, and like my mom can testify, like making a mess in the basement, spilling stuff, like oh my gosh, I've driven that woman. My parents are saints because living with me, like I was not an easy child, teen, adult. Yeah, not easy to live with, but yeah, they witnessed all of it, and it's just crazy that now I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, okay, I guess I'll like share it, and people are like, wait, we want to see more. Wait, can you do this? Wait, you do that? Like that's so cool.
Yes.
And I'm over here like not wanting to tell anyone, like just like so terrified of what people would think, which is so silly, like
Yeah,
so
and it's
silly.
it's just so crazy. I mean, from everything that I have read, and I just recently did the artist way, and of any like course that I've taken or anything, it's always like working your creative muscle. If you're an artist of any type, working your creative muscle in a way that's different than your
Yes.
chosen creative passion or like, career, if you're doing it professionally,
Yep.
it's gonna help you be more creative in
Yep.
general. Like doing creative crafting, like for me, that helps me unwind, and it brings my mind into a place where it's open to think of new creative things, because it's like,
Yes.
it's like a muscle, just the same way as dance. Like when you use it, you get better, and it things come to you, and it's the same thing. So it's like,
Yes.
I think everyone should be crafting all the time,
I
especially if you're a
agree.
dancer,
Yes.
because like you can't be going all the time, because you're
Right.
physically cannot do so much all the time. Like some people are super athletic and blessed with bodies that could just dance for 13
For
hours a day,
days.
which like good for you, but also like it's so important to rest, and if you can
Yes.
rest and still be creative, I think that is so beneficial and will just
Yes.
open your world. So I am 135% down with this crafting
Yes. And the
journey.
crazy thing about what you're saying too about those people is that like they're like there's people that do that and they're just robots. Like that's like all they do, and they're just like if you like really talk to them and like dig deep, because there's people that like I've talked to, and like you like people that like you see like in every single class, and like they're like always in the select group or in like the center of the video, and it's like everyone knows who they are. They're booking all these jobs. And you talk to them and like they are like
Miserable.
struggling with the same things that, yeah, struggling with the same things that we are, like not happy. They're also like, why am I not booking, where when it's like you were just like on stage with Rihanna or something, like
Yeah.
they all like experience these things, and it's like maybe if you like did not dance, like if you were just like doing other things, then like you'll feel more fulfilled and more like, I don't know, like you're just more like inspired, and like I don't know, it
Yeah.
just like fills you. It literally just like uplifts you and fills you, and makes you see things in different ways, and I don't know, it makes you carry yourself different, because if all you do is dance or whatever it is, like your vocation or career is, like if that's all you do, then like you're not gonna have like that, you're gonna literally become a robot, and then and you're just gonna be, it's gonna be the same thing all the time. You're just so attached to that one thing. There's this book that it's literally like my Bible. It's like it changed my life. If I had any type of religion, it would be like um what's her name? I'm blanking on her name now. Of course, I'm like talking about how she's like my savior. Um, Elizabeth. She wrote
Elizabeth Gilbert?
Elizabeth Gilbert. I couldn't think of her
Is
last
that her
name.
name? Is that really it?
Yes.
I've
Yes.
never read any of her books, but I've just heard her name thrown about so much. So, like, I
You
definitely
need
need
so
to.
the book is called Big Magic. I talk about this book to everyone that I know. I literally taught a whole like dance workshop, mental health like awareness dance class, really based off of like her concepts that like really spoke to me. And they're like my like this is where I like navigate from now. Like they're like my I guess like commandments. I don't know. Not to like be like so like religious. But like yeah, so the book is called Big Magic, and the like subtitle under it is like, oh, she's so
Sorry,
precious.
we were just joined by
So
a
cute.
kitten, so I had to I had to get
Cute.
distracted, but
You
go
have
back.
to.
Big magic, big magic.
Big Magic. She was the subtitle of the book is living beyond or living creative life beyond fear. And the whole book is about like kind of like dismantling your fear and like just creating. And there's something that she talks about where it's like having a like personification of your creative genius or your creativity. You can call it your creative genius, or you can call it whatever you want. You can give it a name, but like just separating yourself from your creativity is so important as an artist, because like because our art is an extension of us. Like that's how we view it. So anything that we make is just like so vulnerable and so exposed, because it's like we feel like it's ours. And there's so many layers to this that she goes into in the book, but like the biggest like takeaway, or like one of the key things that she talks about is that like having that separation of like the artist from the art, and like doing that by like giving your creativity like a name or some sort of identification, so that you can be like, if it's really good, you can be like, yes, go off, like creative genius or
Galinda.
whatever. Yeah,
Oh,
Galinda,
I don't know why
Galinda.
I picked that name.
I don't know either. That's a good one though. But yeah, being able to like just, you could be like, go off, but then if it's trash, you could be like, that wasn't me, that was Galinda. Like, that.
Ugh, Galinda,
So
at it again, making
yes,
bad art.
exactly. Yeah. So it's just like being able to like step away, and I know it's so hard, especially when it's your career, because it's like then you have that pressure of like, I need to make a living off of this. And that's the one thing
Yeah,
that's like, that's when it becomes destructive, because it takes all of like the passion away from it. And it becomes, I mean, because it becomes a job, and that's like not why you started it in the first place.
yeah,
Like you don't do art, like you're not like when you're a child like picking up a crayon, you're not like, am I gonna get paid for this? Like is this
yeah,
networking? Like when you're in art class like with your friend, you're like, am I networking right? No, you're just drawing, you're just having fun, like you're doing
yeah.
something that feels good and makes you happy. So that's like what gets stripped away when you become like when that becomes your career. So
Yeah,
and
especially with
talking to all these
dance
people.
too. Like with
Yeah,
dance, it's like our literal physical body. Like
it's at
it's not
exactly,
like
yeah.
we just made a painting and like here it is. It's like this is me doing the art. So it's so hard to find that
So hard.
separation.
Exactly. And then then it becomes about your look. Like, am I getting typecasted? Am I too big for this costume? Am I too big for that? It's and that's like what I was talking about in the class that I did. It's like, as dancers, like we need to start focusing on mental health, because um like I think of any artist, like probably like I think I could confidently say that like dancers are probably the most susceptible to like developing mental health disorders, because we're literally, and it's not even an extension of ourselves anymore. Like we are the art, like we physically are. And if like
Yeah.
if we're not physically capable of like doing a certain like skill or a certain whatever, that like it feels like it's us, like we're not, like as a person we're not physically capable. No, it's just like your vessel isn't like fit yet, and you need to
Yeah.
tweak it and work on it. But like we don't see it that way. We're just like,
Yeah.
wait, but like, why am I not good enough? And like, why am I not this? Why am I not that?
Yeah, and even
Like,
I think it's different even for actors because they're playing a character, but like for dancers it's
hmm,
like I am Haley dancing right now. Like I'm not a character.
yes,
So that is like
yeah.
even harder. I
And
mean,
then,
obviously
and I
acting is
think,
hard, but
right. I think that also like, because you could easily do that as a dancer, right? Like you have to be like Beyonce has like Sasha Fierce, you know what I mean? Like having, like you can have like a alter ego, but coincidentally, I was just about to bring up ego. Like as dancers, like, and as like, people that want to be choreographers, we have that like ego that's always like, like, wait, but we are that person because we want to take the credit for it. So that's like why I think a lot of dancers also like rather than like they'd rather like sacrifice their mental health and like their confidence, um in like all of like the negative aspects of dance, so that they can claim like the small like percentage of like I did that, like all of like the victories, like they want to be able to like claim them. So it's like you have to be able to have that balance. And if, and like I was saying before, like if all you do is dance, like if that's all you do and you do nothing else, like that becomes a like there it becomes impossible for you to separate yourself from that. Like there's like you
Wow,
need to be able to
yes.
take yourself away from it, you know? Like that's why it's like you were saying before. Actually, I don't know if this was in if this was like when
This
we were talking
before,
earlier
yeah. I
today.
don't remember.
We were talking about like taking class and like professional class takers, like how that is like you know, if you look at people that are booking, it's like they're not always in class because A, they're either working, or B, they're just like they don't, not that they don't need to, but like there's other things that they're like filling their glass with, you know what I mean, that are making them happy. And they know that it's like, you know, once you're in the industry and you're working, you understand that like it's not all about class. Like there's other ways that you can work on yourself. The one thing that I noticed about myself is that like I think that I'm at my best like physical what's the word? Like I think I'm like my best dancer right now, and I haven't been in this, like, you know, like haven't really been in a studio since before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Like have been taking class like virtually with literally like only Marty like is the only person that I'll take from now. Um because I just like I mean it's Marty Kadelka, like like you have to, you know.
How can you not? But
Right. And like so like that's like I'll take class, but like other people, like I struggle to like focus in their class because it's just like not,
and
I don't
Zoom
know.
is
There's
so
something,
hard. It's so
it
hard on
is.
Zoom.
But even so, like through all of that, I feel like I'm my best dancer, and I think it's because I have been spending so much time away from the studio, time away from people, and just like so like working on myself in other places. Because now, like
Yeah.
I think my confidence has really like like I don't even know. I feel like I'm a whole different person. Like I'm so
Because you've
like
gotten to know
sure of myself.
yourself as a
Yeah,
person. And that
absolutely.
can
Yeah.
only, I mean, it's like the same thing they say in like relationships where like you have to love
Mhm.
yourself before you can love someone else. It's like you have to know yourself. If you are a vessel that is creating art, like how can you create something and do it at your full capacity if you don't even know who you are and what you like? And
Yes.
you know, it's there's so much. I 100% agree that like mental health has to be more of a forefront in dance and in the arts because it can only help.
Yes, absolutely. 1,000%. Oh, I love
Amazing.
that.
Oh,
This is
I
all
know. I love that.
such
This
a
that was
great
that was a great
conversation.
like mic drop. You killed that.
Thanks. I'm
So,
very
it's
passionate about it.
yeah, but that's I mean, that's the whole point of this show. So like I love that. And so the next little section that we're gonna do our, it's not really a game. I call it a game, but questions.
Yes, questions.
Yes, so here's some questions. No, so basically these are loosely categorized by color. And I say it all the time. They're mostly from a website of questions to ask your dad. So they just had some great websites. So shout out, that's literally the website, questions to ask your dad. Go check them out because they rock.
Yes.
But I'm going to pick randomly one of each color and then we're going to see what you got. Oh, wait, that is not a good one. So, veto. Some of them are more deep than others. So, if anything is too personal, feel free to say pass. We can always pick another one.
Okay, okay.
Let's do.
You should also play. This is just a side note. You should also play We're Not Really Strangers on here.
I am obsessed with that and I want to get the game so bad. I should put that on my birthday wish list.
Yes, you should
Okay.
totally do it.
Let me see and
Or
make
have them
sure.
sponsor you.
You're so right. You were like, yes, everyone sponsor me. I would love that. Okay. These are okay. These are okay. All right, pick a color.
Pink, obviously.
All right. What do you hope to achieve by 50?
Ooh, by 50. I definitely want to be, of course, married and having beautiful children with my amazing boyfriend, Nathan.
Shout out
Which,
Nathan for the second time.
Yes, Nathan. He's like my whole life. I'm obsessed with him. So if you know me, you definitely know Nathan. Um, but yeah, so definitely having our family like being like secure in our family, in our life. That's definitely like number one on the list. I think by 50, I want to. This is a tough one. I think I my biggest, I think, goal, because there's so many that I could list, but my biggest goal would be a personal one, and that would be just um, to feel at least like mostly, not mostly satisfied, because there's still so much life after 50, right? I think I want to feel like I know who I am as a person.
Mm.
Um, and I think I just want to continue creating. Like those are my two like biggest goals. Like I don't want to like have like expectations or anything like that. I just know that like I want to um you know like create a family, like have a family, uh have people that I love surrounding me, and just know who I am as a person, whether it be like like I don't care how much money's in the bank. I don't care like what I have or own. I just like really care about like being happy and like loving and creating. Like those are like the only things that really matter to me. I could give you all these a list of other goals, but those are the biggest ones
Yeah.
for me. So
I love, love,
yeah,
love that answer. Okay,
yeah.
next color.
Let's go with, what is that? Orange?
It is, yes, orange.
Oh, yes, orange.
Okay, if you had to be on a reality TV show, which one would you choose? I have an answer for you if you if you don't know. I have an idea for you.
There's a few. Okay, so this is actually like a secret goal of mine that I really, really want to do. I really want to be on the show Nailed It. You know, the Netflix show?
Yes.
I feel like I could totally win that. Like I'm very confident that I could take home that prize. Like I could totally do it. I've like have looked up casting. Like I'm like totally like I want like I'm gonna be on that show. Like that's a goal of
I
mine.
love that. I want to do it.
Yeah.
That would be so fun.
And I would also love to do some sort of like, I don't know, homey, like interior or art sort of show. Something like that would be fun.
I was going to say you should be on the show Making It. Do you know that one? It's like a crafting show
No.
with Nick Offerman and Amy Poehler. It is
Oh
so
yes, I didn't know the
good.
name of it, but I've seen like clips of it. Yes,
I
after
think
like the
it's on
voice and stuff.
Hulu. I highly recommend watching it. I haven't watched the
Oh,
second season, so we should watch it and like compare notes. But
oh yes, absolutely.
yeah. Okay,
Love
next
that.
one.
Let's go with blue.
What is the longest you've gone without a shower?
Oh my gosh, like a long time probably. Like probably a long time. This is a really funny question. Yeah. I'm the worst. Let's not talk about it.
So you
But
are
I'm really bad when it
anti
comes
hygiene. No.
yeah, no, I am very like not hygienic, but it's funny because I'm also a very like like I'm like very particular about like how like things need to be clean. So like when I shower, it's like I'm in the shower for a very long time. When I'm like doing dishes, I'm doing dishes like for 3 hours. When I'm like cleaning anything, it's like scrubbing every little thing. And I think that's why it takes me like it's like a feat
It's all or
to have
nothing
to do
again.
it. It's yes, and it's funny because I spend a lot of time on like ADHD forums and stuff like that, and it's like people will literally be like, "I showered today, I brushed my teeth today," like people, and it's like everyone celebrates each other because they know that it's like a whole thing. Yeah.
Wow.
So TMI, but yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
it's
we're
gone
getting
wild.
real. We're getting personal. Okay, this is the last one of these questions. What was the most memorable toy you played with when you were little?
Oh, I'm just gonna say the first one that came to my mind. Um, okay, there's two actually. I had this Jane like from Toy Story
Uh,
was like one of my favorite, again, like I went through my phases with my toys, like all the time. But I remember just like really loving my Jane doll. She had like the actual yarn hair and everything. But yeah, I was a big like Polly Pockets, Barbies. I had Barbies for days, Brat dolls, Betty Spaghetti. I don't know if you remember Betty
Was that where her
Spaghetti.
hair grows? I
I don't
always
know.
wanted
Yes,
that.
I think so. Yeah.
Like you like
Um,
twist it up and like her hair like
yeah, she
changes
had
or
like the
something.
stringy hair.
Yeah.
I think my headphones are dying. Ooh. But yeah, so Betty Spaghetti, and then I had this like one bunny stuffed animal that was like my life when I was a child. So
So cute. Okay, well,
yeah.
the last official question is what brings out your most creative self?
Um, so this one can be deep, but let's see. My most creative self, like I said, like I'm always trying to constantly create. Like that's like my one thing. If everything else in the world were to go to crap, whatever. I'm trying not to curse. But like if everything else were just to like be ruined, like I think the one thing is that I just like want to always create like in any way that I can. So that's something that's really important to me. I think bringing out my most creative self because sometimes even creating is can be hard. But I think just being open, like the idea of like finding creativity in so many different things, like letting myself have all these different outlets, like whether it be drawing or painting or like even something like cooking or like getting like doing like hygienic stuff like cleaning or whatever, like doing makeup, like actually like putting an outfit together, getting dressed in the morning. I think just like that idea helps me not get overwhelmed by creativity because that's something that I struggle with is getting overwhelmed by so many things and then being paralyzed. That's the story of my life. So I think for me, bringing out my most creative self is just like using all these mediums, not limiting myself to anything, not putting myself in this box of like you are only creative when you do this, letting creativity like really be like the navigation in my life. And just like remembering that it's okay to make like ugly stuff or make things that don't matter. That my life or my being isn't like defined by the stuff that I make because that's a whole nother avenue that we could go down. like,
Yes.
so yeah, just being okay with like who I am as a person, loving what I do unconditionally, loving just like creating unconditionally. Like that's the only thing that matters and just like being myself. Like I think that's it.
Wow,
That's
I
it.
love that so much. Okay, so where can people find you?
So you can follow me at Lizzie Fleitas. My name is down below over here. My Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, everything is at Lizzie Fleitas. My art account is at Lizzie Made It. That's like specifically for like where I share all of like my art. Well, not all of them, but I'm trying to get better at it. Sharing my art stuff on my art account. I did make a blog for it, like on Blogspot, like a few years ago. It was a
Ooh,
New Year's resolution. I made one post and never
bring it
touched it again.
back. Start it.
So
I'm here for
we'll
it. I'd
probably do
read it.
something like that. Trying to bring everything onto all of my social media platforms without getting overwhelmed by them. But
Yep.
let's see what else. Um, oh, there's one more, and this is a passion project that we didn't really talk about it yet, but or at all. I don't know if we're gonna get to
We'll
talk
have to
about it
have
because
a
we're going
round
over.
two, seriously, because
Yes,
there's so many crafts that I want to do with you. I mean,
I
hopefully,
know.
eventually, we can like do a show in person together because I think that would be so
Yes,
fun. So we could really show the crafting a lot better than this virtual thing that we're stuck doing. But
yes, absolutely. So that other social media account that you can look out for is called Artists Defying Disorder. And I can send that to you, Haley, if you want to put it in
yeah.
like the show notes. It's a passion project of mine that I think has really evolved over the years. Actually, you know what, Haley? This is funny. This was actually my project for creating
I
opportunities.
was
I don't
gonna
know if you remember.
say, I remember you
That's where
talking about
I
this.
birthed this idea, and I didn't really know what I wanted it to be. I think my headphones just died. I didn't know what I wanted it to be at the time, and over the years, it's really evolved. And I think I'm kind of still working on the specifics of it, but there is an Instagram for it already. There's no posts, but you can go ahead and follow it, be one of my first few followers. And it just basically is centered around the idea that we can combat our disorders through creation and through the arts. So that's it's just like a network that I wanted to start building, and maybe we'll turn it into something that's one of those goals by 50 that's like on the list. But
Yeah.
yeah, if you guys want to go ahead and follow that, that would be great. That's something that's in the works still, and
Nice.
should
I'll
be coming out
definitely
in the
share
next
that
few
in
years.
the description and the show notes for the podcast. That's going to be awesome. And then, of
Yes.
course, make sure if you're watching to subscribe to the YouTube channel, Essentially Haley.
Yes.
I have my Dancers Doing Stuff show every week, and I also post some DIY videos and fun crafty stuff. And there'll be some more stuff coming really soon. And then if you'd want to follow me personally, you can find me at Haley Grove on Instagram, or Essentially Haley on Instagram for a bunch of DIY fun kind of stuff over there. And then, of course, subscribe to Dancers Doing Stuff on iTunes, Spotify, Google, any podcast place, we're there. And also the Dancers Doing Stuff Instagram. So you got a lot of Instagrams to look up tonight, people.
Yes.
But definitely check all of those things out. This was so fun. I'm so excited to see your final Valentine. When you finish it, we can definitely share a picture of it. And I'm
It's
going to
gonna be
practice
on
my
Instagram,
hand
don't
lettering.
worry.
Yeah, definitely on Instagram. I'm going to share my hand lettering journey over there, and I am
Yes.
determined this year I will master it, or at
You
least just
will.
not be so bad at it.
You're getting there. I've already seen some improvement today, so that's good.
Yes. Good. I'm excited. And then just for anyone who likes cute things, I just wanted to show our number one fan for the show
Oh
before we
my
leave.
gosh.
She does
Little
not have a
nameless
name yet
Dan.
because she was found in a basement, and she is so cute. So everyone, if you have ideas for names, she's a calico. Get your brain spinning. Uh, awesome. Well, this was so fun. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you,
And
Haley.
yeah, have a great night, and I'm sure I'll talk to you soon.
Yes, absolutely. Bye. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.